All right, traders, good morning. Good morning to everybody. It's good to be with you here. It is the 20th of August, guys, and we are pushing very, very well. Before we get started here, guys, remember the information we will be discussing in this video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. A warm welcome, a warm welcome. I hope everybody's good here. The lovely Thandi, good morning to you. I see you with me here. Happy Thursday, traders. Tandi's been so kind as to put all of the links inside of our chat facility here. And so if you'd like to start your crypto trading journey, guys, you can open that TDME crypto account. There's the link to our website. That is to trade crypto, exclusively crypto, guys. And the nice thing about crypto is you can always hold it. It's not necessarily something that you trade like gold or you trade like indices. Where you can actually do intraday or scalping. You can actually hold it for some time. If you'd like some more information, guys, our support team is up and running. Live chat is available, and you can also call us on 010-3000-011. Let's see who's in the building. Teodo's here. I see Gaywin's here as well. Avi's here. And TP is here. Lynette is here. Tanya's here. Good morning. Good morning. Brett is here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, is everybody all right? Let's quickly see, guys. Can everybody hear me? Am I audible? Quickly on the chat facility, let a brother know and show me some love, yeah? Quickly, let's see, guys. Let's see on the chat. Let me know. We're going to do some work today, guys. We got to do some work today. Let's see. Perfectly clear. There we go. Nice. Yeah, we're ready. I mean, Gaywin, we're ready. We're trying to see what's happening from yesterday. Obviously, I got some fundamentals for the guys. As always, we have to put the fundies in there. By now, you guys know how we operate. We have to make sure that we understand what's happening around us. It's not only about the charts, guys. It's not only about the charts, right? Thanks so much. Lovely, Thandi. All right. Brilliant. Love it. All right. So, guys, you guys know how we roll. By now, at this point in time, I think it's absolutely clear, guys, that we have to put the fundamentals in place here. All right. We have to, because that gives us the picture. And we're going to start it off here this morning with the dollar, the yields, and perhaps some risk, because we know that the big story this week is obviously the Treasury yields. It's coming down, and the U.S. Treasury said it will be more than double its purchases of longer-term bonds, all right? Especially the 10-year, the 20, and the 30-year bonds. Now, we know that helped push those yields lower after the 30-year hit its highest level since, and I gave you the year there, 2007. And those lower yields are generally positive for stocks, guys. It's also positive for crypto. It's also positive for gold and for the risk currencies. And this puts a lot of pressure on the US dollar, all right? So as we can see now, the dollar index is close to 98 points on a DXY. That's close to a 3-month low. However, the Fed minutes still show that some policymakers are worried about the inflation, guys, and they are open to another rate hike this year. So the dollar isn't completely out of the picture. But again, there we go once again, guys. There we go once again. Brett, and I know you're going to appreciate this. There we go once again. Now the policymakers are saying after the meeting minutes that they are okay with a rate hike. Just a couple of days ago, we were dealing with the fact that the US data is cooled and it's come down, and so perhaps it's going to be unchanged. So can you guys see the fluctuation? It's virtually impossible to keep up all the time, increment by increment, with all the information, because people do change their minds, unfortunately. So we're seeing a bit of that fluctuation come in now. Now, you guys know for a fact we saw a lot of dollar weakness yesterday, and we're trying to establish whether we can see some dollar recovery today. And what we started off with was the silver price. All right, silver price right here. We had the impulse to the upside. We had said that, guys, if the price does break below this area, that's the area that we will engage. That's very important. As you can clearly see, there is nothing happening at this point in time. It's still at the top. It's still in a very strong trend to the upside, guys. So we don't want to do anything at this point in time with silver. All right. We also have the NZD gold, NZD USD. Now, guys, what we do understand about the New Zealand dollar is that there's obviously some local policy and so forth happening in there. We know that the big driver here was the weaker US dollar and those lower US yields, but the Kiwi is also supported by expectations that the Reserve Bank in New Zealand could raise those rates in September. So that is giving the NZD a little bit of a push against the dollar here. But guys, I think it's clear as daylight. You can see that there is divergence over here. All right, look at the divergence there. Look at that. Absolutely coming through over here. All right. The Fed remains concerned about inflation, like I said over there. So another US rate hike could eventually support the dollar again. So the simple trader takeaway that we can get from this, guys, if there's a weak US dollar, there's a possible Reserve Bank from the New Zealand hike, and this is going to support the upside for the Kiwi at this point in time. Right now, though, even although we had a very big push to the upside, we are trying to trade it to the downside, all right, intraday. What's going to be important here, if it doesn't do that, it's obviously going to push for higher or for higher highs, which is something we will get into as it comes through. But for now, guys, this is where we at. This is where we at this moment in time, waiting for the point 59197. This is where we were last night. We were looking for the weakness. We found the weakness right there, and we've not gotten in yet. Now, what's going to be fantastic for us here is that I can redo this, but I just want to see how this moves first. If we move closer down to this area here, I'll probably redo this so that I can get a much better entry, all right? The same with the Euro USD. You can see it has not broken below the weak point over here, guys. And I think we had such a phenomenal session last night at 6. You guys are understanding a little bit better now as to what I mean by the weak spot. This is the weak spot of this impulse. We have not broken beneath there at all, all right? So we're seeing the divergence come through. We can see it's right there. The strength is in the sellers, but we're seeing it's diverting away from the lows. So until we break below that area there is absolutely nothing that Ash can do at this moment in time. If we're going to sell now, you guys remember from last night, we are selling into a strong buying zone. That is a problem. If you're selling into a strong buying zone, that is a problem, all right? The same with the gold price. However, all right, the gold price looks fantastic already. You can see that we have already pushed below a specific area over here, guys. Look at that. All right, we've already come down from a 1 minute perspective. All right, we've broken below. Look at this. This was a 1 minute, guys, just so you do know. Let me just go back and show you. We broke through there. We did break through. But because it's a 1 minute, not a 2 minute, all right, or a 4 minute, guys, unfortunately, what happens is when you have minute frames that's breaking down below, the risk is much higher. Now, is the sellers interested in this? Yes, they are. Otherwise, it would not have gotten down to that area. All right. But we're seeing the divergence. It's moving pretty well. I'm waiting for some more follow through here. I can tell you here from a gold perspective, guys, it did slip to the 4,005. It's still holding most of its, huge jump. That was a 4% jump from the previous session. The biggest reason for the rally was the sharp fall in the US Treasury yields. It made the gold more attractive, all right? But I'm not going to repeat myself every time with the Fed officials, guys, because, again, for the third time, they are still interested and worried about the inflation, and that can support the rate hike over there if the oil keeps on continuing to go to the upside, all right? So at this point in time, gold is still very attractive for a short. It's still very attractive. I am currently in the gold here right now, all right? But what I'm watching here with the gold is this high. Because if the gold price breaks that high, I'm going to get out of this gold price. I'm already in a short. I wanted to get in as close as possible to the high. At the closest part of the weakness, I wanted to get in here, and I did. After a minute frame, I believe it was a minute and a 4, all right? Minute frame there. That's very, very important. Let's just quickly see there if the guys are with me. Guys, can everybody still hear me, guys? Let's just make sure everybody can still hear me. I still seem to be okay on my side. Let's quickly see here. Can everybody hear me? Let's just make sure. Let's make sure. All right, everybody's still good. All right, T, I see you there. Good, 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 good. All right. But I mean, we are on the ball, right, T? We on the ball. That's what matters. That's what matters. All right. So look here, guys. Look at this. This short, guys. All right. It's broken. It's okay. Yes, Shira. I'm waiting, guys. All right. I see G's soldiering with me on that one over there. All right. I'm quickly going to the chat here. I'm seeing Tejedo. I know this live won't end on 6 likes. Guys, yeah. I think let's just pause here quickly. Let's get those likes up. No, guys. We cannot. We're on 6. There's about 30 people on here. We cannot, guys. Come on. Let's get the likes up here. Let's get the likes up. In fact, it should be a rule. The moment you get in, just like it, guys, because we know it's going to be great. All right? Let's get the likes up. Let's feed the algorithm. All right? Let's feed the algorithm. Let's make sure that we get as many people to understand that this is where it's at. It's the right and it's the safest place to be at this moment in time. So I'm going to give it a couple of seconds. So the quicker we get the likes up, the quicker we can move forward. We're feeding the algorithm, as Tejedo said. All right, he said it. Ash, don't be afraid to ask or to say it. Let the guys like it. All right. So I'm waiting. 15 more seconds here. 15 more seconds here, guys. Let's go. All right, that's much better. I can see it's gone up beautiful. There we go, family. That's what family's for. You know, you give likes even if you disagree. You give likes even if you disagree. So I see G's in the trenches with me here today. Is there anyone else that's in the trenches here with the goal? Quickly, in the chat facility, just put there, in the trenches, guys. In the trenches. If you're in the trenches here today with gold, quickly put it on there. In the trenches. Just put it in the chat facility real quickly. In the trenches. We're not afraid to go into the trenches. Just put that in the chat facility quickly. Whilst I go on to the USD Swiss franc, I'm waiting for gold. All right, I see Brett's in the trenches as well. All right. Brett's in the trenches as well. Let's see. Guys, USD Swiss franc, by the way. Look at this sucker here, guys. What did I say to you last night? Guys, if I don't defend myself, I have to pay the price. Isn't it so, guys? Tato's in the trenches. All right. Tanya's in the trenches. All right. Intel in the conflicted trenches with gold. All right. Yeah, it's conflicted. Right? We need a little bit more data from gold there, right? So, guys, I said to you last night that if you don't defend in the ring of boxing, you're going to have to pay the price with a counter or a left hook or something, or a jab that's coming straight to the face. Now, I did not defend myself here as part of demonstration, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's very important. All right. I got in at this area over here. Where I'm supposed to get in is at this area over here. Now, what did I say to you guys? If you get in here, you face the reality of having a premature entry. Having a premature entry means you are now vulnerable to a stop loss. You are now vulnerable to your account being blown, because if there's any news that comes out and it is more than what that specific setup can handle, you are going to blow the account. That's why you got to be more skilled in looking for entries. Now, I placed 2 arrows. First arrow, I got in. And then I left it and I said to the guys, if it breaks this low, I have to get out. And that's exactly what I did. This morning, I said to myself, when I get on with the USD Swiss franc, I'm going to tell the guys that this is the actual zone that needs to be broken. That area, 0.8224. So I'm going to be waiting for that area to be broken, all right? I'm not getting in here again. It's very important to understand you don't need to make the same mistake twice. Is everybody clear here, guys? All right? Is everybody clear here? I see Tabatso, the gold. We're anticipating the short to reach. Look, Tabatso, we have probabilities on our side at this moment in time. All right? So good question. Do we anticipate it? We can anticipate it. Yes, absolutely. All right. But it still needs to come through with the signals. It needs strong commitment. Isn't it so? When you get into a business contract, do the partners not need to be committed? When you get into a marriage, do the partners not need to be committed? When you are a good parent, a mother or a father, all right, do the parents not need to be committed? Absolutely. So in the same with trading, if you are going to get into a trade, you got to look for the commitments. Now, there's small commitments, there's medium commitments, and there's large commitments. They work in levels. Commitment can be measured in levels. All right. So there was a small commitment on the minute frames. But here is a powerful thing. Listen to this, guys. Make a note of this. Make a note of this. Is that when you get a small commitment, it's normally on the minute frames. The hourly frames is medium commitments, and the larger time frames is the bigger commitments. That can be measured in money, that can be measured in effort, it can be measured in energy, it can be measured in time. Someone can give you a minute of commitment, someone can give you an hour of their commitment. All right? So the same happens in trading, is that there are time frames of commitment. Your aim is to find the largest time frame possible of commitment. Make a note of that. The larger the time frame of commitment, the better the probability. Please excuse the passion here this morning, guys, because that's exactly what it is. All right. So USD Swiss franc, guys, I am waiting for this sucker to push above the 0.8224. If I can get a nice move from here to where it is now up, that's only a commitment of about 30 pips. If I can get that, guys, it will be brilliant. Because not only is it a commitment, but it will take out these two highs. And those two highs means that structure then goes to the upside, or it continues to the upside. Because what are we all focused on here? Market structure. Market structure. That is what we focused on here. Market structure. Guys, we have to impress into the depth of our souls that market structure is the foundation of any method, any strategy that you can conjure up on the online world. I don't care if it's Elliott waves, I don't care if it's ICT, I don't care if it's breakouts, pivot points, whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right? What we are looking for here is commitment. Please put a pen or a pin in that one quickly, guys. Quickly. Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that, ladies and gentlemen. Market structure. Yes, Evan. Largest time frame of commitment. That is what every single human being desires. Undisclosed commitment, government commitment, political commitment. Come on, energy commitment. Come on, guys. Commitment is what we're looking for. That should be part of your strategy development. Excuse the passion this morning. I'm fired up here, guys. I'm fired up. Let's move. GBP USD. This sucker committed. And what we don't want is we don't want anyone to pull back from their commitment, isn't it so? We did commit beneath this area, and we had a 5-minute frame, guys. Look at this beautiful commitment. All I'm looking for here is about a 26 pip move. Now, you tell me, when someone commits, it cannot be the lesser, guys. When someone commits, you expect it. So what are we doing with GBP USD? We are looking at the divergence that you can see has formed. It's as clear as daylight. There's the divergence. It's coming down right there. But over here, we're going up. So this means all we're looking for, GBP USD, we're talking to you, is a 29 pip commitment. So just do what you need to do, because you gave the much better commitment if you compare yourself to your brothers and your cousins like the NZD USD. I mean, should I even speak about the Euro USD, guys? Lack of commitment here today. Look at this. The commitment zone here, for all the married couples, what is a sign of commitment? That wedding ring, those vows, isn't it so? 1.16542. That is the area of our commitment. Euro USD has been moving away from that. So guess what? I'm not committing to you if you ain't committing to me. Did you hear that? I'm committing to you if you're not committing to me. I committed to GBP USD because she committed to me. So let's see here now if she follows through. All right. Fortunately, I have a lovely wife. She's committed. So I won't be taking anything else, So here's a rejection now at that previous high. Let's see if she commits. Let's see if she moves down. It's going to be very important for us, ladies and gentlemen. Is everybody tracking with Ash this morning? Quickly. Put it in the chat facility. I'm seeing the pins. I'm seeing, Intel. Okay, I'm going to put this out there. Just write the book. Write the book, Trading Vows. Trading vows. Intel, just write the book. Just write the manual. Trading vows. All right, AUD USD, needless to say, nothing from AUD USD. In fact, let's talk about it. Let's just talk about AUD here, all right? We know that she dropped back towards at 71 cents. The main reason for her weakness, guys, is the jobs data, all right? The employment fell to 15,800 and the unemployment rose to 4.5%. So from our side, if we're looking at AUD, if we're looking at her and we're studying her here, the weak jobs data is the reason, all right, for the less chance of a rate hike, and that's putting pressure on the AUD. So if she has pressure, then she should just find someone that can relieve her of the pressure. At this moment, it's the US dollar. So what we need from Mr. Dollar is this, guys. We need Mr. Dollar to start pushing below 0.71017. So it's 0.71017, and that's going to be what we need to see from a commitment perspective. If it's not there, what do? We can't do anything, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So let's loop back. Look at this now. Look at this. Silver, she has not committed. NZD USD, not committed. Euro USD, running away. But I'm sure you guys have read those good marriage stories where the wife played hard to get. At some point, she just gave in. So we're going to see if there's any of the ladies here that's going to give in to these setups here today. And if they do, guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be right there with the ring. All right. Gold, we can see that it has committed 4475.10, but we want to see if there's going to be additional movement to the downside. USD Swiss franc, nothing here yet. I cannot commit unless 0.8224. All right. GBP USD, look at this. We're still standing still at that high over there. We need her to come down and give us a 29 pip move over there. All right. Needless to say, AUD USD, we've just chatted about it. The NAS 100, guys, still in the same place of yesterday. We went up, came down, and we've been tracking now sideways. So what we need here, if it's a stronger dollar, listen to Ash here. If it's a stronger dollar, it means that these guys should be coming down. If it is a weaker dollar, they should be going up. So what are we gunning for? We are stuck between a rock and a hard place, guys, because what's important is that here we're looking for dollar strength. So if dollar strength comes in here, we have to then be, I'm going to use the term hopeful loosely here this morning, that the correlation will be off with the NAS, with the US 30, and with the S&P 500. All right? If we are going to be hopeful here, then let's apply to that we cannot have the correlation. And I don't think that there's anyone on this platform right now that would be open to being hopeful for that all the time, because correlation is a beautiful thing. When there's correlation, ladies and gentlemen, you can trade more than one asset, because then they obviously behave in a similar way. They just move at different times. All right. So it's important that we understand in this case, contextually, we're separating this year from the other times that we want correlation. All right. If we want a stronger dollar today, let NAS just, float around. All right. Let the S&P 500 just do what? Float around. Let it float around. Just at least so that we can get the commitment from the dollar pairs, ladies and gentlemen. Are we together on all of the major pairs? Quickly, in the chat facility, is everybody clear on what we are anticipating for our first trading or live trading session? We are anticipating a possible correction, a small recovery in dollar, all right, or the US dollar in strength. That's very important for us, guys. That is what we are looking for. Now, I want to be clear here, as I'm seeing there, KB, I see it there, my friend. I'm so happy, all right? If we don't get our way, then we have to adapt, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, it's all about adaptation as well. Adaptation is something that we need to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because if you don't adapt to the environment, and let's say the environment is against you, guess what? You will fall. So we have to adapt to it. Are we together? That's very important. I'm seeing, I'm going to say Valley 5701. I'll say Valley. The dollar is selling now. All right. That's very vague. I think Valley's new here. All right. So let's welcome Valley. All right. Valley 5701. Everybody, let's welcome Valley here. All right. That's very vague for the trading room. All right. If you say the dollar is selling now, you guys know how we roll. Give us reasons. Because why? We are interested in what? Independence. How do we get independent? We become competent, isn't it so? So we welcome you, Valley 5701. We welcome you. Warm welcome. You're at the right place. But what I'll do with that dollar selling now, give us context. Give the guys context in the chat room. Let them see what you are seeing here. That's important because we want to know. We want to know what you're seeing. It's important. All right? So tell us why the dollar is selling at this moment in time. Let us know why. And remember, it's also about the frames. Because if you go to a daily frame, we may not be agreeing on the same thing. Are we together? We may not be agreeing on the same thing because it could be levels. So if there is any reason why it is selling at this moment in time now, not based on the US yield that I mentioned to you guys. All right? Those yields coming down, less attractive for the dollar. Inflation coming down, less attractive for the dollar. That means the oil price coming down, all right? So the oil price comes down, then it's less attractive for the US dollar. So give us the context here. Let's look at the oil price here. The oil price from an hourly perspective is still up. So there has to be some form of technical movement somewhere because this is still up over here. That's very, very important. Also, if I do go to the, if we go to the Dixie, the dollar index, all right, and we look at the dollar from a 1 hour perspective, all right, we're seeing it standing still at the 98 point area. We need it to move a little bit more there, Valley, all right? I consider what you're saying. All that we get to know now is that we need to get more context. That's the thing. All right, that's the thing. We need context. All right. So let's move. USD JPY. Guess what, guys? Look at this. USD JPY has moved into the buy zone, not the entry zone. Difference. Buy zone right here for B. Buy zone. And then here I'm going to put E because this to me is my entry zone. There is a difference. All right. In a buy zone, you're going to find there's a lot of attraction. In the buy zone, you're going to find that there's a lot of people that's putting contracts in there, but the commitment is low. The commitment is low. When we break above into the entry zone, that's where the commitment becomes real. All right. That is where it becomes real, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So it's in the buy zone as well, just like the USD Swiss franc, but we need a little bit more over there. All right. For all the guys on the EuroCAD, I know there's some guys in the trenches here with me here. Is it AV? Is it Savage? All right. I know that G also said that you're pushing that EuroCAD over there. Guys, I'm still in. I've not changed. All right. Isn't it true that we want people in our lives that don't change their minds so quickly? Are we together? Have you guys seen that? What we want is we would like some follow through, some commitment, and some loyalty. Are we together, everybody? Quickly in the chat facility. That's what we want. We would love the follow through and the loyalty. So EuroCAD is not abandoned at this moment in time. It's created the high and it has now pulled back. And you can see on the hour, the impulse has corrected. This impulse here has corrected. So what it's doing now, please make a note. What it's doing now is it's finding support within this impulse here. And you can find that on the lower time frames. If you drop down, you're going to start seeing how it's finding its support. It's finding its support, guys. And once it's found its support, we're anticipating this guy to push up further. All right. And then obviously we cannot forget, guys, Bitcoin. We cannot forget Bitcoin. Look at this Bitcoin price. We've gone to the 70. I wish that Sammy was on, guys. All right. Sammy. I wish that we could get hold of Sammy here, because I know Sammy, whenever Sammy was online, Sammy was asking about Bitcoin, Ash. Ash, can you please see Bitcoin? Well, the Sam man, look at this. Look at this. And I said it last night, you should be smiling big. I don't know who else is on the line here today, guys, that is in the BTC, because we can clearly see that BTC has now moved. It has also sparked, all right, some movement within Solana. We know Ethereum is doing phenomenally as well. Guys, look at this. I'm waiting for 104. The moment Ash gets 104 right here, guess what? Commitment. I'm committing. Why? Because it will be above all these highs, all these suckers over here will be above all of it. So that is the substructure that is connected by this impulse over here. So once I break all of these connections here, these are all connections, by the way. These are all connections, all right? So once I break this chain here, I go into the next link, which is to these areas here. That's why I have the 129 and the 199 in place. You can clearly see I've marked it, guys. I've marked it. 104 was the first area. 129 is the next area. And then for the last link is the 199. So there's 3 links over here, guys. 3 of them. And I'm waiting for them to move, all right? Hold on. I'm going, Ash, if it drops 500 pips today. You know, my mouth was watering there, when I read that now. You know, like lemon. When someone speaks about lemon, I'm sure there's people in this chat room right now. When you speak about lemon, their mouth waters. I don't know if there's anyone right now that can be honest that says, listen, when Ash said lemon, the sourness of the lemon made their mouth water. There has to be maybe one person that can come and be honest and say, Ash, you know what? My mouth watered when you said lemon. The power of the mind. All right. So 500 pips today. And then you book the profit on currencies. Yes. To make space for gold. Yes. And then I see value there. I think the dollar on the daily time frame is going to sell and close. All right. ICT, fair value gap. All right. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Valley, we hear you guys. I think for the first time that Valley's here, let's give Valley a round of applause, because I respect that dearly. Valley, I respect that. Thank you for coming through and seeing the culture of this community. For the mere fact that you went back and you brought us some information, that shows you a soldier here. So you're in the trenches with us, Valley. All right, guys, let's give Valley a round of applause. And I'm seeing the laugh there. Particles, mouth watered. Intel, yours head to water. G, yours head to. Tanya, yours head to water. I'm sure of it. Guys, this is the first session for today. All right. There's a lot of energy in the morning. All right. We're going to try and sustain this energy throughout the day. So please pray for me. Pray for me. All right. So we'll see where Solana ends up. We know BTC is up already, guys. I mean, there's nothing more here to say. I know the guys with the NZD JPY yesterday, Dixon in specificity, has already reached its place. So what we're gunning for right now, what we're gunning for in the London session, we are waiting for the dollar to possibly recover. I know Valley has a different view there. Not a problem. Not a problem. We welcome in different views here, because that's what creates markets. We only have business because there's people that agreed and disagreed. That's why businesses are standing. That's why corporations are standing. That's why competition is standing, is because there was in different views. The beauty about our channel is that we don't shun anyone that has a different view. No, we welcome it. And then we watch which one plays out. All right. And if whoever was right plays out, we celebrate 1,000%. We celebrate. All right. So there is an indifference here, guys. All right. There's an indifference here, and we're going to see how it goes. I see the XAGs checked at level 66. Let's quickly go there, guys. Can I get an agreement? Would you guys like me to redo the silver price quickly? Because I'm seeing G as a request there. Do the rest of you guys also want to redo the silver price quickly, guys? If I can get a couple of pins in there quickly. If I can get just a few pins quickly. All right, just a few pins. I'll redo the silver and we'll find a weakness in there. We'll find a weakness. Remember, what is our duty here? Market structure, finding the weakness. All right, I'm seeing 1. Is there any 2? Is there 2? Is there 2? I'm seeing Brett with 1. Is there any 2s? Is there number 2? Is there number 2? Is there number 2? It's not an auction. There's number 3. All right. Is there number 4? Is there a number 4? Is there number 4? Let's see. Okay, there's a 4. Is there a 5? All right. Okay, I see a 6. One more. Okay, there we go. All right. Sold. Let's redo silver over here. And what are we going to check it on? We're going to check it on the 1 hour. Who wants to put in the reason why we are checking it on the 1 hour? Quickly, tell me. Why are we doing it on the 1 hour? Quickly put it in the chat facility. Shira, I receive it. If someone calls me, all right, to come and auction here, we'll put the money in the trading account. Just pay up, all right? Are we together? Why are we doing a 1 hour time frame? Quickly, guys. In the chat facility, put it there. So we can make all the newcomers proud. Remember, guys, I'm not only asking questions. Just for the sake of. We want to make all our newcomers proud here to say, hey, these guys know what they're talking about. So why are we doing another 1 hour? Why not the daily? Why the 1 hour? Yes, Shira. Guys, don't be jealous. Give Shira a round of applause. Don't be jealous now. Here's my love to Shira. All right? 1 hour because of the intraday conditions. So this impulse, the one that I'm going to highlight now, all right, look at this, from there to there. That is the impulse right there. All right, that's the impulse. And yesterday we want to see the zoomed in one, right? Now watch, I'm going to drop down and I'm going to look for a weakness. 30 minutes. Let's see. Look at that bearish bias there. Look at that. 20, no weakness yet. There's the weakness. It's on the 20 and the 15. There it is right there. You see that there? That's the weakness. We found the weakness at the top. You know how I love it when I find it on the top? Because that means we have more room to play with downstairs. All right? So there we go. There's the weakness. There's the weakness right there. And we're already exploiting it. Let's go. 15 minutes. I'm now going down because I'm going to exploit it. I'm going to exploit it. All right? Are we together, guys? Hold on. Yes. 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 Keep on giving it to me. Yeah. 4 minutes. Guys, we're almost there. We're almost there. All right. I love it. 4 minutes and 5 minutes is our area. So let's go. There we have the first low. Why are we looking for lows? Why are we looking for lows here? Because we want price to break lows. Why? What does market structure tell us about lows, guys? When a low is broken, what happens? Quickly, in the chat facility. When a low is broken, what happens? When a low is broken, what happens in market structure? Remember, it's market structure here. What happens? What happens? What happens? What happens? Quickly, in the chat facility. When a low is broken, what happens? So here is the weakness. Whilst I'm getting all of that, there's the first area of weakness right there, and then here is the last right there. This is our connection. All right, that's our connection. That's our connection. All right, so hold on. Ash is almost done. Ash is almost done here. I'm almost done. Let's just clean it up. You know, after you've done the work, clean it up so the guys can see it. So the guys can see it. Look, 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 look. It was in the 20 minutes when I saw that sucker right there. Look, similar to that of gold in there. Yes, and in there. That's the weakness right there. But now what we need to do is now we need to find an area. From there, we can either use this or we can use this, but I'm going to use this one here. All right, we're going to trade this on much lower time frames, and we're anticipating 65. And how many pips is this? Oh no, this is enough. About 57 pips. Lower lows. Yes, Tanya. Yes. Yes. It's just a small piece of the pie. That's it. So let me take this off so you can see what we're working with. That's the first area. That's the first area, guys. First area right there. All right. But then we need to understand that there is another area, guys. There is another area if we go even lower. If we go even lower, this is the zone. But I want you to feast your eyes. I'm going to use the 50 here, guys, because we're not greedy, right? We're not greedy. But I want you to feast your eyes on this. We have two areas here that price could go to. All right there and right there. But look at this. If I go to the 1 hour, we are still inside the same impulse. So do you guys see how this becomes a correction? That is it. It just becomes a correction. That's all it is. Nothing more than that. It just becomes a correction. So the first point of the correction there. Second point possibly over there. This is the weakness in the impulse. Now, you can clearly see, guys, that it is a weakness. Because the fact that there is so much candles that's stalling in that area is telling you there's something happening here. There's something happening here. The fact that there's so many candles stalling there is definitely telling. So let's do a loop around because I think we've done enough for the morning for us to at least be on our way here. All right. AUS 200, we're still waiting to see this setup plays out, guys. We're waiting. All right. The oil price is still above $89 a barrel. Silver, we've just done here. All right. NZD USD, it's almost as if it's creating that high. We just needed to break below 59,197, 0.59197. All right. Euro USD, nothing here yet. 1.16542. All right. Gold, I need more commitment down 4475. I'm waiting for it, guys. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. All right. USD Swiss franc. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It's still there. If it breaks above this area, we push up. All right. GBP USD. It's at that same resistance. Need some more commitment over there. It's not enough. It's not enough here. All right. AUD USD. It's not enough. 0.71017. And then obviously, guys, we have the USD JPY, which we also want to put in the mix over there. And you can see it's gone into the buyer zone, but we need the entry zone that's done. All right. So at this point, guys, where we are, all right, where we are, at this point where we are, we're waiting to see if there's any dollar recovery. Taking into consideration that Valley did give a statement said that, there could be some dollar weakness over here. All right. So there's nothing wrong with that. We're going to watch which one plays out. And it's actually nice to be seeing the contrast, to be seeing this tug of war. Extremely happy about that. So let's wait. Let's see, guys. Let's see how it all pans out. I'm seeing Sammy's on here. Guys, let's give Sammy a round of applause. Sammy, you made it. Sammy made it. BTC for the win. There we go. That's it. We've been waiting. 4 weeks of patience. 4 weeks of patience. Let's give Sammy a round of applause, and to anyone else that's been holding Bitcoin there, man. Big celebrations, big celebrations, big celebrations. We should be celebrating not only the big things, but celebrate the fact that you had a bit of patience there to wait, guys. Nothing wrong with that. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Absolutely proud. All right. So, guys, we'll be back. We'll be back at 12. Make sure you are not late. and bring someone along. Let them tag along. Give them the link. Let them tag along. Let them come online. Let them see what we're doing. If you're new here, you're more than welcome. All right. It's really an honor to have you. And we definitely want to see more of you. Absolutely. Over here, this community, we're pushing for independence. We're pushing for competency. That is what we are pushing for here. All right. It's not about spotlights and who's shining and who's not. We're not interested in all of that. The world is full of that already. We are interested in gradual growth. We are interested in extracting a revenue stream. And TD Markets is exactly the FSP, the licensed FSP, to be doing some of that great work. All right. So guys, I'll see you guys at 12 o'clock. We've done some fantastic work here. We've put up the gas. And so now we need to go and refuel a little bit there so we can be back at 12 for some more energy and some more power. All right. I'll see you guys at 12. Have a lekker morning. Have a good morning. Have a good morning. Have a good morning. And eat something if you haven't. Drink something if you haven't. All right. But I'll see you guys at 12. Ashley Reeve here, guys. As always. All right. Signing out. Ciao, ciao.